Hey everyone, Garrett here today with Terry from Naked and Famous Denim. We got a great pair of jeans to look at, but before we get into it, please make sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Terry, what are we dealing with today?
All right, we got a real special one here, so I want to talk about this. This is the Broken Twill Slub Stretch Selvedge Denim. So this guy is a special one because you got the kind of cool, hardcore nature of a slubby jean mixed with the easy everyday wear of 2% stretch. And also there's a twist, or should I say a lack of one. So come in here and join me as I go over a couple of details. We're going to start right here with the main fabric itself, of course, which is a classic 12.5 ounce constructed fabric here with lots of beautiful slub. I don't know what slub is. We'll find more about that later. We'll just talk to Garrett. He will talk us all about slub. Also, we go for details over here. We have a nice brown leather patch on the back. And the star of the show, of course, always, you guys want to see it. You know it, you love it. The selvage here. I'm just going to bit over here. We have a lovely, delicate selvage over here with a tiny little pink line running right on the edge, reminiscent of a, maybe let's say a worn and washed pair of vintage jeans, or maybe a call out to the sakura flowers of Japan, where this denim does come from. There's a couple more details I just want to go over, starting with, over here we can actually see the broken twill nature on the weft side over here. That's really coming through, very apparent. And we're going to walk you guys all through that, but I want to show you a feature that sometimes gets overlooked on a lot of our jeans over here. These are our custom YKK rivets. They're made just for us. And it says here, in French, j'adore tout nu, which of course translates into, I love you completely naked. Call out to the brand's name here. So these are a really cool pair of jeans with lots of fun features. And to tell us the actual dirty deets, we have Mr. Garrett over here.
All right, so as Terry mentioned, these are the Broken Twill Slub Stretch. So there's two kind of interesting things in there. First, we got the Broken Twill, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and we have the Slub Stretch. So what is slub? That is the question. If you've never heard of slub, it might be a funny sounding word, but it is actually quite simple, but also very interesting. So slub is essentially when a yarn is spun at a varying speed. So you'll get sections that are a little bit thicker and a little bit thinner. And the reason that this is done is because when you weave those yarns together, you end up getting this irregular pattern with these raised bumps. And once that fabric begins to fade, the raised areas are going to fade faster than the lower areas, and you're going to get this amazing texture, kind of a bumpy, grainy, gritty texture. And in this case, a little bit of a falling raindrop effect as well. So we've got actually a few really nicely faded pairs that really show what a slub yarn is and how a slubby yarn fades. So this yarn is, it's not the first time we've used this yarn. We've used it before in the Slub Stretch Selvedge. We used it in the Sakura Stretch Selvedge. We've used it in the Ryu, the Goku, the Cell, the Ken. We've used this a whole bunch in the past before, and it just fades amazingly. Yes. Just take a look at that, the slubby fades here. Sometimes people like to say in the forums, like, oh, I don't wear stretch denim because, stretch denims don't fade. And I can tell you that is 100% false, because obviously I have the proof right here. But also part of the reason is that this fabric, it's only 2% stretch, and all of that stretch is not in the warp yarn, but is actually in the weft yarn on the inside, which is not really the part that's going to be fading. You're going to be fading mainly the warp yarn on the outside, and the warp yarn is 100% cotton. So it's going to fade exactly the same as 100% cotton pair, because again, this is 100% cotton on the warp. All the stretch is on the weft side. So you're just going to get these amazing slubby fades. Let's take a look at all these examples. This is actually the same jean. These two are the same right here. So we have an example that's a little bit less faded here, and then one that's even more faded here. And you just have such an amazing, beautiful amount of different tints of blue. We got darker all the way up to pretty much white here. And even on these Gokus here, you can really see the amazing contrast that you can get from the really dark to the really light areas. So
Yeah, I just want to point out it's not just here we have on the wear areas on the front of the pants here, but we also get these lovely design like whiskers across here. So you can get like these classic like folding up, clumping, high contrast fades that you think, well, maybe I won't get with stretch because all going to stretch out nice and smooth. That is not the case. You can clearly see here that with these lovely lines here, and you can also get combs as well.
Honeycombs as well, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely possible here on this example on the back there. It is lovely and combed.
So, like I said, we are reusing this amazing yarn. It's very popular. It works well. Of course, we got the proof right here. The proof is in the pudding. But with these are extra special because not only is it a slub yarn that is not something you're going to see every day, but it is broken twill, which is something that is even more rare. So broken twill, what is broken twill? Well, before we talk broken twill, we got to talk about right hand twill and left hand twill. So all of these jeans here, the jeans I'm wearing, the jeans Terry is wearing, most of the jeans that we have, and almost all the jeans you're going to see out and about are going to be right hand twill. Of course, there are going to be a few exceptions. For example, our left hand twill, which is one of our most popular, longest running fabrics, also great. So we have mainly right hand twill and mainly left hand twill. And what that means is that the twill has a direction bias. You're going to be able to see that running on an angle like this. If you look down at your own jeans right now, you'll also be able to see that direction of the fabric. But broken twill is different because broken twill does not have twill direction. Instead, it actually alternates and creates this zigzagging in the twill. So let's take a look at that. When you flip up the cuff, you can really see it with the contrast right there. So you can see that zigzag as it kind of goes back and forth. For each weft yarn, it's going to be changing direction. So we get a zigzag there. And so the question is, cool, we have broken twill, but why? What's the point of broken twill? The reason is because way back in the day, before the technology for sanforization, before the technology for anti-skew, we were still making directional twill fabrics, but once you start to wash it, once you start to wear it, that fabric basically starts to twist in the direction of that twill. And of course, we have fabrics like this, and you'll know it as loom state or unsanforized fabrics, which Terry is wearing right now. He's wearing the King of Slub 2, and we're going to show you kind of an example of leg twist. So as the fabric wants to skew, wants to twist back towards its the direction of the twill, we can see here that this jean started out like this, and over time, the jean is twisting clockwise, and his outseam is at the 11 o'clock mark. And then on the other leg, we can see that it was also twisting in the same direction. Originally it was like this, and now it's twisting, 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 and his selvage is at about the 5 o'clock mark. So that you can see with these loom state fabrics, these old school fabrics, before the technology existed, we would have this twist. So some people, they thought, I don't want to have leg twist. I don't want to have the whole fabric skewing. So what we can do to prevent that is, instead of having the direction of the twill, what we can do is have a broken twill, having go left, right, left, right, left, right. And because it is an even amount in both directions, you're going to get no twist, no leg twist at all. And that's where broken twill was born. So having the combination of this slub yarn, the broken twill, it's a very unique, very rare thing. So Terry, what is this available in?
All right, so this fun remix on one of our favorite classics is going to be one of our most accessible jeans. We're going to have it in 7 fits, that's right. So we're going to have all the classics: Super Guy, Weird Guy, Easy Guy, and True Guy. In addition, we're also going to be having Classic, Max, and Arrow. So there's something here for everybody. We have a special broken Slub Stretch Selvedge for every single person on this planet. You just have to come on over to us and try and find it out. So check it out at Tatayoko or one of the many retailers that we have selling naked and famous denim. Don't forget to check out the website for a full list of all the retail partners.
Nakedandfamousdenim.com. On the blog, we have a list of all the retail partners stocking this jean, as well as Tatayoko. It's going to be dropping this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I think that pretty much does it for this very special Very interesting jean. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you haven't, please like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.